Hello, everybody. It's me, Kylie. And this week I decided I'm going to do a practice vlog because I'm not good at vlogging. And next month for August, I'm going to be vlogging every day because of the new readathon that I'm going to do. Because, what's the point if you're not going to share what you're doing with everybody else in the whole booktube? So I'm just going to do my best. But already I'm failing because I was supposed to start yesterday. And here we are. I knew this was going to happen. And look, right today, clearly, I'm ready to go to bed, and I'm like, ugh, I didn't video blog again. So, that's my life. Okay. I am crushing my July TBR. The first half of the month kind of sucked. I was trying to get through what do you call it? A self-help, I guess, non-fiction book about nutrition and exercise and whatever. And books like that are hard for me, and I was only reading 30 or so pages a day, so it took me quite a long time. And we were super busy. My daughter had her 4th birthday party, and I'm poor, so I do a lot of things myself rather than just go and buy stuff. So I was really busy with that as well. But I mean, it's only been a week and 2 days since that, and I've already crushed 2 paper books, and I think I'm 60% through another audiobook. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I only had one other book on my TBR. I didn't actually do any reading of it today. But I did a lot of listening to my audiobook today. In audiobook I'm listening to the Song of Achilles. Sorry, forgot the author. Meh. Maybe I'll remember tomorrow. And it's so good, and although I'm into Greek mythology, just in general, I'm not I don't do a lot of reading on it, so I actually have not read the Iliad and the Odyssey, and this is a retelling of one or the other. Well, the one that Achilles is in, where he fights against Troy in this war because someone from Troy, I think, was it Hector? I don't know, has stolen Helen, the beautiful Helen from the people who are fighting against Troy. And it's told in the perspective of, I believe the name is pronounced Patroclus. I am listening in an audiobook, so I guess I don't really have an excuse. But sometimes I just forget the names because they're so, different and complicated. They don't really stick in your mind. But it's so good. It's Achilles and Patroclus, both men, and they're together. And that's awesome. I wasn't expecting that. But you kind of picked up on it, in the first 3 pages. No, I don't. He doesn't meet him in the first 3 pages, but anyways, oh my god, it's so good. But yeah, so I've been reading that, or listening to that, and yesterday I finished reading 13 Reasons Why, and yesterday was Sunday, and we didn't have anything to do, so we were kind of just hanging around the house all day with the kids, and just letting them play with their toys in the basement and stuff. Which, of course, they didn't want to do that. They just wanted to bother me all day. So, despite all that, I got so much YouTube work done. I filmed 3 videos, 2 review videos, and then one other video that they'll go up this week. So I like edit them when I'm at work and stuff. And then I planned out all my videos like a schedule kind of. Like I think I'm gonna post during August 3 times a week and just see how that goes and just see if it's just like way too much or what. And then I might adjust like for September. And just kind of, yeah, so I was like, for each time that I'm gonna post, like trying to figure out and make a schedule of what I was gonna post each day. And I tried to really plan out my new to readathon because it's kind of complicated. You have to plan it out. So I'm gonna make a video on showing everyone my plan and I'll post that next week. And I don't know, I might read a few pages of my book, my last book for July. Might not be my last book. I might have time to read another book, but maybe not. But anyways, I'm gonna go to sleep, and maybe I'll vlog more tomorrow before I go to sleep. All right, good night. Bye. Oh. It's Tuesday, about 6 o'clock in the evening. We're going for a walk to the park after supper. At work today, I listened to Song of Apollo. It's really good. They're like in the war now. But Achilles is refusing to fight because Agamemnon has dishonored him greatly. I really like it. It's so good. And I just have 2 hours left. Did I say that already? It's really nice outside. We don't get many days like this where I live. In the winter, it's really, really cold. Minus 40. In the summer, it gets really hot. Not quite like plus 40, but we definitely get like plus 30. And usually, if it's like a mild day, we have like insane winds. One time I took my girls to the park. I think it was last summer, and my daughter was a baby, and the wind blew over the stroller with her inside of it. It was pretty scary. She was fine, because she was strapped into like the car seat thing. But yeah. So this is like crazy that it's like a nice temperature and there's like not very much wind. So, say hi! Say hi! It's a video. It's a video. Hi. Hi. My family. Oh yeah. And I'll be reading some more tonight after they go to bed. And I'll check in with you then before I go to bed. Maybe, if I remember, if I'm a good vlogger. Practice. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm in bed again, but it's not bedtime. I'm just freezing my ass off. And I don't know, like, I feel like a baby because it's probably like plus 15 outside, but it's been really hot, and then all of a sudden it's like cold today. And you don't like turn your heater on in the middle of the summer, so this is a problem because I'm freezing. So last night I got caught in the vortex of YouTube, and I only ended up reading like the first chapter. Of my next book that I'm reading. Oh, it's gonna be backwards. 10,000 Lovers. But it's only like 9 o'clock, and I usually go to bed at like, I don't know, like 11. So, and I'm caught up on everything on YouTube. So I guess I'm gonna probably read for like 2 hours. My happy place. Hopefully I can like warm up at some point. I might have to go make myself some hot chocolate or something. So that's, oh yeah, at work today I was listening to Song of Apollo. Okay, this book is so good that I don't know if everyone else knows, but this book is like basically a retelling of the Iliad, which is like the Battle of Troy or whatever. I have not read that. Like, I don't know what happens in that. My friend was telling me about, like, that's where the whole, like, Trojan horse comes in. But I think I have less than an hour of this book left to listen to. And, like, I don't think that they're gonna do that. I don't... Like, it's almost over. It was, like, shocking to me I feel, like, kind of dumb because the Iliad is just, like, a super famous story. I feel like I should know what's gonna happen. But, like, I know, obviously, Achilles' heel, he dies at the end, I'm sure. But everything else, like, I had no idea what was going to be happening, so... but it's so good. It's so good. I really love it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go read more now. Bye-bye. We're at the candy store today. Just getting some ice cream. Lord, everyone's touching everything. Too fast! So much fun. Hold on tight, baby. Woohoo! Hello. I am the worst video blogger ever. Yesterday was my best reading day, and the only thing I took a video of yesterday was my kids playing at the playground. Yesterday morning at work, I finished listening to a Song of Apollo. I was trying so hard not to bawl my freaking eyes out at work. So careful where you read the end of that one, guys. It was so good. It was really good. Yeah, I'm in my bathroom, but not because I'm pooping, because somebody's having a bath. Una. So don't worry about that, because I'm not pooping. It's just bathing my child. She's cooking in the bath. Are you cooking? Yeah. Is it fun? Say hi. So there's that. Then yesterday night I got to the page I think 101 of the book I'm on now. Oh, that's messed up lighting. I should go like this. There. The natural light on my face. Yeah, it's a oops. Did I pause it? No, I didn't. Okay. It's an okay book. It has these parts where, okay, so the book takes place in, Israel. And so they speak Hebrew. And the book has, like, sections where it's talking about, like, the etymology and the history of different, Hebrew words. And that part is, like, super boring. And I kind of don't get how it fits in, but okay. So I actually just been like skimming that part to see if there's anything really in there that has to do with the story. Yeah, because like I am interested in other languages, but I don't know, like I don't learning a language and then learning the history of words of that language is two totally different things. So oh no, I'm not really enjoying that part of it. My kids are really cute. Okay, so if I read tonight, maybe I'll remember to blog about it. We'll see how I do. I'll talk to you later, maybe. To make a video. So when I was out reading outside on the swing, I read about 75 pages, and then I came inside and had a shower, and now we're getting ready and we're gonna watch The Prisoner of Azkaban, because we're just doing a rewatch of all the Harry Potter movies slowly throughout the summer. Excuse me, but I've greased up my face for nighttime. I use my nighttime serum. I feel like pretty fancy. But it's supposed to clear up my rosacea that I have. But I don't know if it actually is working, so we'll have to see, I guess. Yeah. So I read about 75 pages in my book. It's a romance book. It takes place in Israel in the 70s. And it's just following the two main characters. She like randomly meets him because she was hitchhiking and he picked her up, and he works as an army interrogator. But he's not like a mean one. He just somehow like coerces things out of people by talking to them. So that's pretty cool. But they've only known each other for 3 weeks and they just decided to get married. So I'm like, okay. Um, but hey, it was the 70s. It wasn't like the hippie 70s in America, but it was still the 70s, I guess. And then it's like there's an alternate, it has like a weird, like it doesn't actually have chapters, but like, remember I was saying before how it was talking about the etymology, I hope that's the right word, of like, Hebrew, excuse me, Hebrew words. Um, and that is coming from the perspective of the woman, but when she is like much older and she's either thinking back or in one instance, I feel like she mentioned something about a memoir to her daughter. Like she was writing a book. So maybe she's writing a book about her past. And so it keeps jumping to her in the present, like just a little bit. And then jumping back to kind of separate the chapters. There's not actual chapters, there's just breaks where it flips to her. And she talks about um, the history and the roots of different Hebrew words, and then just like a little bit of what's happening with her and her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend and things like that. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of liking it. It's really interesting. It's very different. The culture is so different from what I'm used to, and like the way they talk to each other is um, really direct. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm taking the girls with my hubby, who's waiting really patiently to watch the movie. And tomorrow we're going to take the girls and we're going to the farmer's market and the library and the park. And then we'll come back home and I should have some more time to read in the afternoon and just chill. So I'll vlog some more, maybe at the farmer's market. Bye. Oh, you're gonna be a great bad girl. Just close your eyes nice. You won't get it in your eyes.
I didn't get it in my eyes. What? Can you believe it?
Ooh. You look really cool, Lois.
And you want black lips like me?
Oh yeah, she was getting out her lip chaps. That's her makeup, and she was putting them on this morning before we left.
Perfect. Now we need sparkles.
Look at me. Cool. What are you doing? Where'd your sticker go? Are you a bad girl? Are you in the corner? Show me being in the corner. Yeah? Hey, were you in the corner? Show me. Show me. Were you in there? Were you a bad girl? Did you try to run away? Are you mad at mommy? I'm so mad. You're sitting in the corner. Oh, really mad. Should I go away? You want mommy to go away? Should I go over there? But then, what if you escape? I love you. I want you to come home with me. No, I'm gonna sit here. Sorry. You're going back in the corner? Alright. You mad? Your cart. Go get it. Hello. It is, Saturday evening, 8:15. We had a pretty good day today. We went to the farmer's market this morning, and then the playground, and then the public library, where I got one of my books that I need for my readathon. Then we went and just got a quick Dairy Queen for lunch, and came home and kind of just chilled in the afternoon, had a nap kind of thing, did groceries, you know, just your average Saturday. I feel like my video blogs are boring. Excuse the helicopter overhead. We live close to the airport. I feel like my video blogs are boring, so I'm gonna teach you how to make an apple pie. It is so freaking easy. Yeah, no, that's what's happening right now. I preheat the oven to 425 because that's what it told me to do. I am using crab apples. I had a friend who was working for this company who they used volunteers to gather fruit and things from fruit trees from people who lived in the city that just like aren't going to use it. Like, so people who have crabapple trees or raspberry bushes or whatever in their yard, and for some reason they just don't want the fruit themselves. And so she, as like part of her payment, got to take home a lot of it, but then she moved away like to Ontario, so she like cleaned out her freezer and gave me all of it. So I have like so much fruit. And so I'm using her crab apples, and they were chopped up and I think like cored or like a little bit like kind of but they definitely still have the skin on. So like lots of recipes will tell you to core and skin your apples. You don't need to. You can leave the skin on. You can use whatever kind of apples that you want. You can use lots of pies say like Granny Smith's. This one says 6 cups of firmly textured tart apples. Okay, so tart, like Granny Smith's are tart. Those are green apples. But you can use any kind of apples that you want. If you're using ones that aren't tart, you maybe don't need to use as much sugar, I guess. This recipe calls for 1 cup of sugar. You could probably even as much as half that if you want to. Like, you don't really. I'm just going to follow the recipe because I made it one time before and it turned out really good. So this also says a tablespoon of lemon juice. And it says it's optional, which it is. Like, I won't use that. It's just to prevent the apples from browning, but like that's not a big deal anyways. My apples were frozen and they're already cut up like a long time ago. So, but I don't even think, even if you're just gonna cut your apples up right now and like put them in the pie, it's not a big deal. Like, you're just gonna cook them in like 5 minutes anyways. So I need 6 cups of apples. The only thing that I've done before I started the video is because I have a gigantic, massive, like 10-kilo bag of flour in my deep freeze. It's just in there, so because there's not really anywhere else to put it. And the recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of flour, and so I just put them in the bowl because I don't want to drag the giant bag out. Okay, so I'm gonna get the apples. Which were just in the sink because, like I said, they were frozen. So there they are. They're cut up. So we need 6 cups of them. I don't know if that's gonna be like all of this, or if I might have some left over, or I might just throw it all in. Okay. Yeah, that's heaping, but we'll still do it. Okay. 2. 3. 4. 5. Yeah, I think it's close enough that I'm just going to dump this whole rest of this bag in. Okay. Okay, then let's see, what else do they want? It says combine and mix apples, sugar, flour, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Yeah, so I need a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, a half of teaspoon of cinnamon, and a dash of nutmeg. So I already have the flour in there, so I'm just gonna do the sugar. I'm gonna tempt it here. Just white sugar. Okay. Go. Okay, so I don't need this anymore. I need a half teaspoon. Right, in those cooking shows they get everything out that they need. And like I thought I have everything, but I don't. I didn't have everything that I needed. So, some cinnamon. Okay, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. And a dash of nutmeg. I'm just gonna do like a sprinkle. Okay, nutmeg is really strong, that's why there's only a dash. And then I'm just gonna get like a regular spoon and just like toss it. Like you're just trying to make sure all the apples are coated well with everything. And then since I have the flour in the bottom, I'm gonna just try to make sure the flour gets mixed in. In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have done that. Okay, and that is the basics of our filling, and that is so easy. Now, if you were sitting here thinking that I was gonna make my own pastry, you'd be wrong. Pastry is kind of one of the more difficult things to make, like when you're baking. It's kind of a finicky thing, and for pie crusts, like lots of times they want you to make the dough and then put it in the fridge for like at least 12 hours. So if you're gonna make your own pastry, I mean, you can totally do it, but you gotta plan ahead and you gotta have time and not forget and stuff. And so this is just lots of times, just because I have all this fruit in my freezer, it's just a spur of the moment thing for me. Like, we are going to my parents' house tomorrow, and I thought earlier this morning, I was like, oh, maybe later I'll make a pie. Now, if you're gonna make your own pastry, you can't just do that. You have to like be planning like days in advance. So anyways, I just bought, oh, it's facing me so you can't see. This comes with 2 pie shells. This is just no name brand. They're 2 9-inch pie shells, and they're in the frozen section of the grocery store. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these, and one's gonna be the bottom and the other one's gonna be the top. And we're gonna cheat like that, and it's super easy. So all you have to do is dump your filling. You can't even see the pie crust like that. There, I'll just duck. Dump your filling in. And oops, and okay, it's gonna be like over heaping, but that's okay because your pie crust is gonna go on top of it. I mean, the other one. It's gonna cover it. It'll be fine. Just push it like out to the edge. Okay. Don't need that. Dropped a couple of pieces. Okay. Bring it in from the edges. All right. So that's that. And then we're just taking this side and we're just gonna go like whoop. Push it over top. This is still pretty frozen. I only took it out of the freezer like right before I started filming. Oh, so maybe I'm gonna have to wait until it thaws out. Because next what you would do is kind of squish the edges together. Like you kind of see, usually people use like a fork or something, but I find that doesn't work, that you really have to like squish them together. These are still like super frozen. So I am gonna have to wait, because if I don't squish these together, then when the pie cooks, it's all gonna the inside part's gonna get really liquidy, and the liquid's all gonna come out through the edges. So I'm gonna have to wait and squish them together. But then all you have to do is, once it's soft, is you squish them together with your fingers all the way around. Then you get a knife and you just cut like some cuts, like not a lot. You can just do maybe like 4 big V's, one for each, like if you're doing like north, south, east, west kind of pretend. And then put it in the oven. This recipe says to bake it at 425 for 20 minutes, and then to turn the temperature down to 375 and bake it for another 30 to 40 minutes until the filling is bubbling and the crust is nicely browned. So I usually do 35 and then I just take it out like it's good to go. This recipe also says to put aluminum foil like around the edges, and I did that the very first time, and then I didn't do it the second time, and there wasn't a difference. So I'm not gonna do that. But that is how you bake your apple pie. Yay! And so that's it for today. Later I'm gonna do some more reading, and so maybe I'll just like catch you up before I go to bed tonight. Okay, later. I'm back. I forgot to mention. Okay, but so I waited until it thawed, and then I squished the edges, and then I made cuts in the top. Okay, but I forgot to mention this part with the pan. You need to put a cookie sheet underneath that has edges, because even if you squish everything together properly, it probably will overflow like a little bit, and that would be really, really gross to have to clean off of your oven after. So when you bake a pie, always put a cookie sheet underneath. Okay, I'm gonna put it in the oven now. Hello. I've read about I think like 80 or 90 pages this evening. Oops, sorry. And I'm really liking it. The girl is pregnant now, and the guy's job is like really interestingly like messing things up. And they like went on a trip to London, and people were following him, and they were like bugged to the hotel room. And then the second day he like got a phone call, and a car picked them up 10 minutes later, and they went home. So it was like pretty intense. He was like an army interrogator, and like how they talk to each other, like they both basically state their feelings immediately after having them, which is probably like much more like a healthy relationship, but I mean, like, you're not used to seeing that. They're just like very blunt with like how they talk to each other and stuff. Yeah, it's just really different from what you normally see. And I think that's it. So tomorrow we're gonna be spending the whole day at my parents' house, so I'm probably not gonna be able to read at all. And I'm not gonna like video blog anything. I might just like make some videos of my kids or whatever, because it's gonna be hot. So I think we're gonna have like the pool out, just like one of those little plastic paddling pools and stuff. But yeah, I am gonna go to bed now. Night night. Hello, it's Sunday, and we've spent the whole day at my parents' house, and I didn't get any reading done. I'll probably read a little bit when we're home before bed, but I wanted to show you my mom's garden. So here it is. It's super nice, and I don't know if you can see all the bees. Like, there are so many bees. Like, my parents are single-handedly feeding the bee population. The bees love those purple flowers. These are roses, but they've, I don't know, what do you call it? My mom said they always come back, so she's like cut the ends off and then they'll flower again before winter. Then she has sunflower, or no, I think those are called brown-eyed Susans, and she has lots of lilies. Some yellow and orange ones back there. There's some pink roses back there. And some pink roses here. But most of it I have no idea what they're called. All these are lilies. The lilies are pretty much done. Then over here we have, oh, see those bush type ones? I forget what those are called. Those are done already too. And then we have yellow ones, little white ones. I think maybe that's called baby's breath. Those ones look like they're done. Some more brown-eyed Susans back there. And those are all just purple flowers, the whole thing. It's really nice. We spent the afternoon in the garden with the kids in the pool. This is Fred. He is our family turtle. We love him, and we came downstairs to visit him. He's my sister's, but she moved out and she didn't want to take him. So we're just gonna chill here. I might take him to my house at some point. Not really sure. Hey, Luna? Fred, Fred, Fred.